You're listening to Inside Real Estate, your source for all things mortgage and real estate related. The show that brings you all the hottest topics and insights directly from those who know it most. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes, sir. What is up, everyone? Paul Apostolakis. We have Brad Weisgerber. Salvatore Cusmano is not on the show. He had some business to attend to today. And I think he's also very anti-drama, Brad. So welcome to the show, Brad. It's me and you.
Good morning.
Yeah, so today an interesting thing happened. We were supposed to have and it was just really we were doing a mortgage movers series. Basically, we had Barry Lon last week, Barry Habib. We were very excited to have Anthony Casa, the head of AIM, on this week, and then we're going to have Matt on next week. And a funny thing happened over the weekend, Brad.
I don't know if you necessarily call it funny, but something
happened. And for those of you that don't know, listeners, Austin Nemec from Quicken Loan, his wife Risa, and Anthony Casa got into some kind of dispute, and ultimately Anthony made some really, really screwed up comments about Teresa, who is Austin's wife. I'll give you the story in a nutshell. By the way, all the listeners, thank you for subscribing. Go to IRE Podcast. Go to our Facebook page. Please like, share, and subscribe. We love you all. Thank you all for supporting us. But so Anthony was going to be on the show today, and he wanted to do it, actually, just so you know. But he's being sued, right, by Austin Nemec's wife. Basically, she filed suit for defamation and a few other things, and which is really wild. So, Brad, we know that there's been a lot of animosity from the broker community. A lot of animosity from the broker community for Quicken Loans. Quicken had become like the linchpin. They all, right? And it was all banter. Yeah, which we never understood because we always wanted to let our like we have. Like I'll give you an example. We could have animosity towards some competitors in our arena, but we decide to let our game do the talking and our performance really work on that. Well, Anthony's been very outspoken. I never really agreed with those tactics. Here's what I'll tell you, everybody. It's a really bad situation. We're having companies like Flagstar, Home Point, they're pulling out of AIM. And just so for the listeners that don't know what AIM is, it's an association for the broker community across the country that has been organized, and it's done really well to give a platform for the brokers across the country. And I think it has done a lot of good. Anthony, he started off with a lot of rhetoric against Quicken. The brokers in the community think that Quicken, what they'll do is they'll take your past clients. They don't really believe or support the broker community. So Anthony went on a campaign, and he was very, very, very outspoken. What?
We gotta address that. I mean, if you're worried about a wholesale lender taking your past clients, then they're not really your clients. You should have played better. You should have been on top of that well before them. Like your wholesale rates.
You know what? I agree with you.
Retail, that's fucking. I mean, get a better excuse.
Yeah, because if it's not Quicken, it's gonna be somebody. Anybody.
It's gonna be somebody.
Anybody can take your business. So what are you gonna do? Shut down every company that tries to take your business? You have to do a good enough job for those people to come back to you. Anthony believed very strongly that they would farm their clients and they would go after them. They have call centers. They thought they had an advantage, and he must. And I don't understand the animosity. Why it's so deep? I don't get it, because their business model is successful. I know Austin personally. I know Bob Walters personally. I know guys there personally. I know Anthony personally. We talked yesterday to talk about the show, and I know that they're all trying to basically protect their team and represent their way, right? I think Anthony felt the need to do this because he felt he wanted to protect his people, his brokers. He wanted to prop them out. Now he might have did it in a weird, but ultimately I believe his heart was in the right place. He wanted to build a good organization. He wanted it to get some traction. And for a while during COVID, I thought Anthony did an amazing job getting information out. He had kind of toned down the rhetoric. You know what I mean? It wasn't as like aggressive. You know what I mean? So it is very interesting. So basically what happened was Anthony Casa sent a video message to Austin saying really lewd stuff about Teresa. Said that, I'll say it. It said she gave Matt Ishbia fellatio while he was at college. I'll call it that. How's that?
Okay.
Is fellatio worse than blowjob? You think? I think fellatio is dirtier.
I mean, fellatio is weirder to say. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is. So
weird saying it.
Yeah, it does. So
doesn't really
Anthony was supposed to be on the show. Fellatio. So basically, Anthony was supposed to be on the show this Wednesday, and we Monday or Sunday night, all this stuff came out. Monday, I talked to, I reached out to everybody actually that was kind of involved with this. Anthony Casa, I talked to him. He for sure realizes that what he did was bad. He knows it. He did have a kind of a half-ass apology that he did. I don't think it was an apology. I think he's still trying to protect some face at that point. He doesn't like Quicken, but I know Austin Nemec. I know the group over there. They're not bad humans either. He's just trying to do what's best for his company, right? His people, right? So you got these two people, and then you've got Matt Ishbia kind of get thrown in the middle, and you've got a really screwed up situation. So basically, they filed the suit against Anthony Casa for defamation and a few other things. I've got the whole thing right here, and I was reading it. And truth be told, what Anthony did was shitty in the first place, but then what he did is he forwarded out to other industry professionals, and they like sent back videos of them like popping bottles and doing some celebrating the comment. And then what Casa did is he forwarded that over to Nemec. Now I get that he was probably thinking like this is just like competition, friendly banter, but when you get somebody's wife involved and you're saying that she gave someone a blowjob at 11 years, I mean, it's just. Here's what I'll tell you. I am very, very, very disappointed in our community for the reaction. I think Anthony himself said what he did was wrong. And the reaction from the girl community across the country, I just saw these messages in our group messages in our Facebook group. And they fucking bothered me, man. We're disgusting. Everybody was like, yeah, fuck. Yeah. It makes us look like assholes, dude.
Big time. I mean, the broker. I don't know if people are being silent on the page. Like, I mean, I'm silent. I haven't said anything on the page, but like, everyone just rallying around and saying, "Oh, it's just banter. It's just locker room talk or whatever the bullshit is." Like, it's crazy. Like,
no,
he screwed up. You don't bring someone's wife into a business thing just to throw it in their face. Like, she has nothing to do with the mortgage industry. What other than being married to Austin? Like. You don't. That's crazy. He should have apologized. I'm glad he did, but I kind of think there should be more severe consequences. I don't know. Maybe he should step down. Maybe he.
Do you think he should step down?
Do more. I don't know if he needs to, but I think it should be thrown out there. I mean, I don't know everything that happened, right? And I guess it'll play out in the courts, but it's definitely not a good look, man. Not a good look.
I'm not big on people stepping down because of stuff like this. I think it's stuff like this is a learning experience, and I'm of the mentality is that I don't hate the sinner, I hate the sin, right? So I think Anthony made a mistake, a lack of judgment. I think he is an aggressive person. I think he does want to ruffle feathers, and he crossed the line. He knows he crossed the line, and I don't think there's anything about it. So I actually got on the phone, and I actually for a moment tried to do something where, because again, I talked to Austin. We have really good conversations. I know his family. I grew up with Chelsea and Quicken, and guys, I know Austin's a really, really good dude. I really do know that. He's just, part of the enemy when he fell into that. So I tried. Casa actually did agree to like come on the show. I was going to try to get them both on to hash it out and just like move on and try to like find some peace to it. But I know Austin's pretty pissed, and Austin said no, not a chance.
Well,
because
wouldn't you be pissed? Like,
that's what I was going to say. If that was my wife, and people were making fun of my wife, dude. And by the way, she was 11 when HBO was in college, so that's sticking with Austin too. Is like, you disgusting, like from his point of view, he's like, you disgusting animals. I'm going to go after you now. Now you got my wife involved. He did ask them to do it. They sent them a cease and desist. And Anthony just shat on it, dude. He was just like, he just kept going, and everybody can see this on Google Anthony Casa. You'll see the whole story there. So I don't want to spend too much time on it. I want the community, if anybody is listening, to really think about what you would do if you were in Austin Nemec's shoes. Take away the fact that he's quicken. Take away the fact that potentially you're competing against him. If your wife was admonished and embarrassed like that in front of other industry professionals, and it kept going after you get a cease and desist, what choice do you have? Personally, Austin asked me a question. He goes, what would you, Paul? I go, legally, I don't know if I could do what I want to do, so I can see where you're going with it. You know what I mean? Because I can't go beat somebody's ass, although you probably want to at that point, right? Absolutely. Like physically, you know what I mean? Physically. Now, Matt Ishbia is implicated in everything, right? Matt's doing our show next week. He will be on next week.
He just kind of got brought into it, though. I don't know that he really is in it. We'll see. I mean, we got to ask him about it, right?
Well, the reason he's in it is because he was he's a big supporter of AIM. Some would say that he funds it. Actually, something nobody's talking about, Brad, is in this in these court documents. Nobody's really talking about this. The most damning thing to me is basically that they wrote him in here and basically said Matt funds Casa through third-party companies like Premier Processing, and so there might be something there that Matt has to deal with now. You know what I mean? Because he's in the complaint. He's in it, right? Yep. I talked to Kevin Perino yesterday. He also was part of this thing where he sent the video. He's at PRMG. Listen, I think Kevin's a great dude. I think he made a mistake. I don't think he thought that he was going to forward that to Austin. I'm for sure didn't think Kevin didn't think that this was going to get out. I think he was trying to be funny. But again, I think Kevin also realized it was wrong, to the point I think he told me that he did reach out to Austin, apologized personally, because I think he is a good dude. I was disappointed at first that he was part of that, because we've had him on the show. He's a very good guy. To me personally, he's been an amazing human. So I was really surprised by the fact that he got kind of drug into this. I think he just, something like that, just I felt like he just was trying to be funny, right? And he got blew up in his face. But Brad, what happens now? I mean, companies are like distancing themselves from AIM. You've got the broker community rabidly, that's not even a word. They're supporting Casa in a horrible way. But the words, I mean, support him, but don't say stupid shit like fuck Quicken, fuck his wife. She's, like, why are we as a, like, it embarrasses me, dude. All you brokers out there that have all this time to troll people online and say all this stupid shit about other people. I'm not saying all of them. There's a lot of good people and there were a lot of good comments, but some of the fucking comments are horrible, Brad. And if that was my wife, horrible, dude, horrible. And if the press sent that stuff out, like, and they talked about it.
Yeah, if they got a hold of that business group, oh my God.
Our business would look like shit. We'd look like assholes.
We'd look worse than we did in the collapse. Like, we look horrible.
Yeah, dude. It's not like it's not cool. It's not. I don't understand these people that so much. Like, here's what I think about it, bro. Why are you engaging in so much negative energy? Right? Like, why put yourself in negative energy when you're choosing to live in a negative energy type of situation? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just stay positive? Like, dude, that's their problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's a shitty thing. I'm not going to like open my mouth and tell them, say anything about blah, blah, blah. But these people, I got to tell you, some of these brokers and some of their comments is disheartening. It really is, Brad. It really, really is.
Yep.
So to the broker community out there that's listening, have some respect for somebody's wife, regardless, like if people are competitors or not. The wife is supposed to be part of this. She shouldn't be brought into this. I do believe that Austin has a case here. I do believe they'll probably win. I'm just very curious to see what Anthony does going out. Now, Anthony wants to do the show after Matt next week. He wanted to come on the show. I don't know if that's, I got to see how it's going to look. You know what I mean? I don't know if having him on the show puts him in a weird spot because he's got legal implications, right? So I think it'll be a game time decision. I'd love to get Austin on at some point, but I don't know if he'll do that, right? Because I don't think people know. Here's the problem. Anthony's so outspoken. People know him, right? Nobody really knows Austin. Austin's in the back, busting his ass. He does a podcast too, but realistically, like he's not as outspoken as Casa is, and he kind of sticks to his guns. He does a good job. He works for his people, and I'll be interested to see how this plays out. You know what I mean? I fucking hate drama. What?
How long it's going to take to play out? I wonder if this is going to drag
how long
on and on and on, or if it's going to get wrapped up quick. I don't know. I'm interested to see that.
Listen, man, I really hope cooler heads prevail. Maybe I can get the two on the show and they can bury the hatchet because, look, you know, I believe. I mean, I've never believed this, and I know Quicken's whole thing is strong together, right? Isn't that it? Better together, right? That's their like thing where they're like we're all on this as one. And, you know, AIM, a lot of them are like, oh, we're one family. What's good for one is good for the other. I don't get that. This is like free market capitalism. And I don't want like the guy door to me to have all the same shit I have. I want to compete, right? I want to have a great business.
Yeah.
A lot of these brokers look at their business and they're like, oh, we're all in this together, but you're not. You're there to make money, right? And that's what you should focus on. All this drama. I don't even know how they have fucking time to like sit there and type on the Facebook pages. It's like ridiculous. It's like you have that much time on your hands. Like, don't you have work to do, dude? You know what I mean?
Probably not. And that's probably why they're doing it, but whatever.
Yeah. One thing I thought was funny in the complaint, it says because they called Casa and his comrades. They called them comrades. That's hilarious. Yeah. Do you think Matt gets any backlash on this?
I mean, I'm sure he does. His name's in it. You're right. His name's dropped in it, and the whole spiel in the complaint, in the suit, right, in the filing. I'm sure he's gonna get some backlash from it. I don't know what the extent will be. I don't know if it'll be anything serious, but I mean, I'm sure already just from his name being involved in it, he's not happy about it, right? So I'm sure, I mean, people are bringing his name into a negative light, and I know Matt does not like the negative light. He's always about positivity, going forward, competing, right? So I'm sure he's not happy about it.
Right. It is an interesting thing, man. I don't totally get it. Listen, we'll have Matt on next week. He confirmed the show next week. I'm going to talk to him. Hopefully he addresses some of this stuff. I know that Matt also is very competitive. He also doesn't like Quicken Loans, and there's like a deep disdain for them. I don't totally understand it because, again, we're all competing. We're all humans. I don't know if there's something personal there. I don't know if Casa has something personal against them or if something specific happened, but for some reason there's this weird thing, and they're both in our backyard. And it's funny that we just ended up being in the middle of all because of just how the timing worked out, right? I want Casa to be
like,
yeah, because I know those guys. Like, I worked at Quicken for 5.5 years. I worked at UWM for 5 years. I was, I was proud of what I accomplished at both companies, right? I was very proud. I look at Matt as an amazing leader and really driven, and it's impressive to see all the things that he's done. I look at Quicken, and I'm blown away by the success, and their leadership team is robust. But both of them want to win in their market, right? And they're going to do what they have to do to be profitable. And I don't totally understand why there's got to be like a fat, like broken apart there. What?
Because they're competing. Think about, so take the broker community mentality of, hey, we're all neighbors in this together, and blow that up to the level of UWM and Quicken. Imagine if they thought like that. No, they're fucking competing. They're competing. They're not neighbors. They're not friendly. They don't want you to have the same.
They're not better together, is what you're saying? Yeah, they're not better together.
No, like it's the same thing. Like these brokers don't understand. Like you're competing, right? Maybe not to quite the level of UWM and Quicken competing, but you're competing.
Hey, Natalie, send John Hill the link on everybody, because I know he's got a big opinion about it. I know he just made a message, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I would.
You want me to send him the invite?
Yeah, send him the invite. Put his message up on the screen so people understand what his position. John Hill is like, he's not happy about this. He's very he feels like it's really bad. I know a lot of people feel like this was a disgusting act by Anthony. I talked to Anthony. He knows what he did was fucked up, right? Okay, take business out of it. It was a mistake, yes, but that should never be made. Oh, listen, John, everybody's entitled to their mistakes, dude. We are not holier than thou. We are not here to judge. Stop judging people, all of them. I know Anthony made a mistake, and I can see that and make a mistake, but I can't use that one mistake and judge his whole character on it, because I think he has done a lot of good things in his career. It might be his own way, but we as humans need to stop judging other people, because we are not without fault ourselves. And I know that sounds very 100%. Biblical, but
I mean, it's correct, though.
It's not. It is correct. Like, who the fuck am I to judge somebody when I'm not holier than? Oh, I've made my own mistakes. I've said,
yeah, you're things. A terrible person.
Fuck you. So so all these people that are throwing stones, how about you take care of your home and not worry about everybody else? Right, Brad? I think we made a decision early on. You can have people drive you their competitor. I get driven by a competitor of ours in our area, but I don't look at their stuff every day. I'm not making videos about them every day. I'm not bashing them every day. Like, they have their own business. They have a model. They work out between us when we were there. And I wish them the best, because there are good people there. There are good people at Quicken. There are good people at UWM. There's good people at AIM. And all this rhetoric of negativity, you know what negativity is? It's a cancer, dude. If you allow negativity if you live in negativity, it's going to eat you up. Like, you're just going to be a miserable person. Like, you ever meet miserable people? What's that?
It grows and expands just like cancer does, because the people that are around you, they start to get negative feelings, negative thoughts, and it just grows and grows and spreads just like a cancer. It's negativity is terrible.
It's horrible.
And cut that shit out. If you had cancer on your leg, you go to the doctor, and the doctor says you got a lump of cancer on your leg. You're gonna say, whack that shit off right now, right? Get it off.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing with negativity. You can't live around it.
Yeah. I get negative myself, and it affects people. You get negative sometimes, and it affects people. Yeah. It's not just you that it's affecting. So you're right. Negative energy permeates everything a lot of times. And I don't want to ever live in negative energy. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me why anybody would do that. But, some people like that. It drives them. I don't know. But I personally would rather focus. Like, if I was Matt or I was Anthony, I'd let my aim do the talking, and I would proceed to make my business that much stronger and show by my actions why we're better, right?
Yep.
But I guess for some part of it, I guess some people gravitated towards it. It did create like a movement. I don't know, man. I mean, do you see how do you see this ending, Brad? Do you think?
Man, I don't know. I honestly don't even really care. I mean,
well, have to we? I mean, it's like we're like in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But is it really going to affect us that much? Is Quicken going to? Is UWM going to collapse? Is Quicken going to collapse? Probably not. No, Anthony. No. If Anthony Casa steps down, he'll get replaced by somebody. AIM will still move on, right? Like, in the big picture.
Do you think he has to step down? Wait.
I don't think
he has to step down.
If he does, so if he does or not, it doesn't matter really in the big picture to me, right? AIM's going to continue to carry on. I don't really care how it shakes out in the big picture. Yeah, I care because it's part of the industry, but like, let them handle their business.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just go. We got our own shit to worry about, right? That's kind of like sometimes how I think about it. But at the same time, we're a podcast, so we got to kind of talk about it. But,
yeah, but that's how I feel about it. So I mean,
yeah. The most disheartening part is people's comments to me, is reading those comments and just, it just, it's a shame. It's a shame that people think like that they don't have enough respect for some other human that they don't know based on somebody else's rhetoric, that they're going to admonish them. You don't know them. You don't know them, asshole. Like, you don't know who those people are. You don't know their character. Right. And you're going to try to hurt them because why? Because they're part of a different team than yours.
Yeah.
Right. Like, is it okay to murder his wife or murder some family member of his? Are we tribes now? Are we like in the, you know what I mean? Have we become like this warring factions within our industry? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, you're attacking another human. You don't know them. And you feel just because someone told you they're bad people, you're going to go ahead and murder their character. Shut up. All of you, shut up. If you don't know the people involved, shut up and don't. You can support Anthony without fucking putting people down. You can support Anthony without having to be malicious. You can support Anthony and just say, I'm here for you, bro. I talked to Anthony and I know he's going through some stuff. I was like, man, I bet you're in a shit storm right now. He's like, yeah. He's like, but I'm owning it, dude. Like, I'm going to own it. It is what I did it. And it was bad. He told that person. And I honestly think that neither one of these people are bad people. They're just do what is right for their team, right? They're leaders of their team in their own right. And, Austin's going to protect his team because he's got to feed and he's the one in charge. And Anthony vehemently protects the broker community and wants to hurt anybody that isn't part of that. Now, are either tactics handled correctly all the time? No. I mean, people in these things, they tend to do things that don't make a lot of sense sometimes, so I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know how to perceive all this. It's a little frustrating. So we're gonna have Matt on next week. I'm gonna ask him, some questions. I think we have to touch on it, and I guarantee you. But
it'll be interesting to see
what's that?
It'll be interesting to see what develops between now and then, to see what we're gonna talk about. The more stuff might come out, right? I don't know.
I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'll probably ask Matt one or two questions, and I want to talk about Matt about what he's doing to help everybody. Not, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Matt's done. Look, I wouldn't be where I'm at without Matt, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without Quicken. It's like I'm like a baby of two divorced parents that hate each other. You know what I mean? I love both my parents. I love them. I love the guys at Quicken. I love Matt. I think, and we don't really do a lot of business quick. It just doesn't fit our model. But those guys have always been good to us. They've always respected us. Bob has done the podcast. Bob's agreed to do the podcast before, and I think Bob is a really good dude. I think Matt's a really good dude. Matt has done more for me in our business than a lot of people have. Like, he really supports us, right? I don't really have anything bad to say about Matt in that regards, because he's been a good human, and he truly tries to further his cause and make sure that his people. But can I tell the brokers out there something? You guys are like worried about retail and retail this. Guess what, people? You are one big retail for UWM. What do you think you are?
That's what his model is. He doesn't need to have a retail because you guys are his retail.
He's got the biggest retail company in the country, because he's got people that think they're independent, which they are. They are independent. Ultimately, you're very reliant on UWM to give you to feed you, right?
Yeah,
you can send loans
to people for UWM. You're working for UWM,
right?
On their payroll.
And Matt was smart. He built a system where people genius. Yeah, absolute. His model is genius.
I'll give you all the technology. I'll give you all the systems. I'll give you all the clients. You don't have to do anything except write a loan and send it to me, and then I'll pay you.
Right.
You're an fucking employee. Like, genius.
Say that again? Yeah, it's genius. You think you're independent. He doesn't have to pay you healthcare or any of that shit. Right? And he gets to get the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So all you guys out there, I mean, that are doing business with UWM like us, we're his retail.
Yeah, we're part of it.
You know what I mean?
Right? But
yeah. Listen, Matt's built a great business. Matt has done a lot of great stuff. I don't know what this thing is between Matt and Quickie because he doesn't like them at all either. So I hope Anthony does come on our show, and I'm sure he's owning it right now, and I think he's going to continue to own it. He's going to have to deal with this
Paul, John
in the
Hill is
circuit
here.
court. Oh, is John Hill's here? Put him on. Let's see what's going on, John Hill. Yeah, get off. We're not gonna be able to talk at all anymore.
dude, what is this poopy?
John, what up, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. So, John, obviously, we're talking about the whole thing that happened with Casa and Teresa and Nime.
Right now?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Are those Maui gyms you're wearing? I like those glasses.
No, these are Oakleys. I had the Maui's on Saturday.
That's nice. So, obviously, you know everything that happened. I talked to you about it. You have pretty strong feelings about it, actually. And I know you're really, just so everybody knows, John is part of the industry. He knows a lot of these people personally as well. He travels the country. He's been in a lot of different places with them. And John, what's your position now? What are you doing now?
At Total Expert, enterprise sales director at Total Expert. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, he's an industry guy. You've kind of seen all this kind of unravel. What are your thoughts, man?
You know, it's over the last few days, it's kind of been interesting, you know, listening to different sides and just kind of putting it all into perspective. And you know, you said it right. Like, there's no time to throw stones. You know, I mean, stop attacking people's characters. But what happened here was, like everybody's been saying, is that somebody made a mistake. Mm-hmm. And if you remove the human being from the words, right? Doesn't matter who said the words. Doesn't matter who did those acts, right?
Right.
In our society today, there's just, I mean, you've got to be better. And the comments that we're reading from some people and all, there's no doubt that, I mean, I think everybody in this industry supports and wants a strong broker community. There's no doubt, obviously, Matt Ishbia and Anthony Casa and Kevin Peranio and those people, phenomenal people, want a lot of things done. People make mistakes, but that mistake should not have been made. As a leader of 40,000 people,
no mistake
leader, you know,
should be made if by theory. I mean, a mistake's a mistake.
And you know, Anthony is owning it, and he is. You know, I mean, I know. You know, I mean, you've said
you think he's totally owning it, or is he kind of owning it?
You know, I mean, look, I think that with the court thing being around and all that stuff, you know, everybody's got to be careful with what they say. You know, I mean, I thought about this. I didn't go to sleep until 2:00 at night, and I was reading a lot of different stuff. And I just think,
you know how to read?
I do. It's crazy. It is crazy. Somebody in the industry knows how to read. No, I mean, I just think that right now we all need to understand that those comments, and I think that everybody's coming out and saying this is, you know, and in AIM especially. You know, they're not supporting the comments. They're not supporting that kind of divisive language and rhetoric, especially towards women. But, you know, all of these banks and all of these people that are coming out against the comments are still supporting the broker industry. So we've got to put that all into perspective and stop the whole the comments of I hate these people and we're not going to support these people, because they still all support you. They just don't support the comments. And that is not a bad thing.
Well, no, that's wrong. Hold on, John. They do. It's not just the comments they're not supporting; they're pulling out of AIM, right?
But again, it's the broker community doesn't. I mean, they're a part of an association. Just because somebody doesn't support something that the MBA comes out with, doesn't mean they don't support the mortgage community. You know what I mean? So just because they're not supporting AIM because of these comments made by their leader, that does not mean that they're not supporting the broker community. They're still going to be there to support everybody to make sure that those loans get done. They're just not supporting that message that came out of AIM. So I think that that's where the disconnect is.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Has AIM? Would you agree that AIM has done a lot of good for the broker community?
I mean, they've put the broker community back on the map with Matt and Anthony and AIM and all of that. They've put the broker community in a place where they're now, I don't want to say a force to be reckoned with, but they're respected again. Because, you know, I mean, after 2008, I started in 2001. My first 10 customers were brokers, right? So, you know, I mean, they went away. 2008, nobody thought there was going to be a broker channel ever again. And now because of what's going on with AIM and with Matt and all of that, you've got to give that credit. There is a lot of credit to be done there. And the people that are coming out against the words are not coming out against the broker community. They're coming out against the leader that had spoken those words, and that leader happens to be tied with AIM. They can't be in today's society. They can't be tied with that, and that's okay. They can't be tied, but they're still tied with you, right? They still have. They're not going and throwing their wholesale channel and their broker channel away. They're saying, we don't align with this message, and we can't be a part of that message. Their message to you is, we still support you all, but they just don't support the message that Anthony Casa and that kind of thing that came out. Now, the whole story is there in the documents that you may have, and there's other things that are out there. So I don't think that right now we know the full story. But at the end of the day, it's the message. It's
we know the
about
full story. We know the full
right.
story.
But it's about the words that were spoke and the actions that were taken, the video that was made. It's about that. It doesn't take the person, the organization, the broker community, Home Point, Flagstar, Caliber. They still support you. They're still going to be there for you. You can still send them their loans. They just don't support the message that came out there. AIM came out. The Association of Independent Mortgage Experts, Mark Summers, president, came out and condemned those comments. But does AIM not support the broker community? So I think that everybody's really emotional about this, and I think everybody just needs to take a step back and say, you know what, that was messed up. Anthony's apologizing for it, but you know what? Anthony may have there might be a cross to bear and a price to pay for Anthony. We'll see what happens over the next few days. But it still doesn't mean that the
John, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is AIM better or worse without Anthony Casa?
I mean, it'll be. Look, Anthony is very passionate about the broker community. I think that Anthony is going to learn a lot from this. I think I think what might be best is that Anthony take a little step back for a little while and remove himself from the being the face for a little while, just so things can calm down. No, hold on. Just so things, because I think that this is a learning point for Anthony. If Anthony is removed, and they're gonna have to find a leader.
He's not being removed. He would have. He's not being removed. He's not being removed, and he's not leaving. I'm telling you that. But I don't think I don't think the broker community is better without him. I think he needs to.
And that's what I'm saying is that I don't know that you can match that passion with. I don't know that there's somebody out there that has the passion that he does for this. He's all in with every thread of his being. He's all in.
Yeah. Here's what I think. I don't think anybody is inherently evil. I think Anthony is doing it that he thinks he has to do it. He feels like he's got to be a bull in a china shop, and he felt like that. And I believe, in my opinion, it turned some people. It's turned me off in the past. I'll be honest with you. I don't do negativity. I'm not that guy because I could become really negative, and it ruins me, right? I don't like seeing the negative energy in our community, and some of these people in the Facebook groups and brokers are better, brall, whatever. They suck, dude. They suck. To me, Anthony made a mistake. A lack of judgment, and he went too far. Why do the people have to say the dumb shit that they're saying?
Because they're attacking. They're attacking their leader. Right, they're attacking the guy that's done all of this stuff for him and for those people. So
but when the leader himself is saying, "I fucked up,"
I get that. I get that 100%. But they're still, again, they support him. They're doing this and they're taking it to the next step, like Anthony does. He's got that passion. He takes it. Doesn't make it right. There are a lot of good people that have made a lot of really screwed up mistakes that have paid the price for it. And what I think is that this is now a time for the broker community and the rest of the community to kind of rally together against this kind of language and against these kind of things. And, it's time to come together and not be so divisive and not be so, because I don't think anybody in the industry is saying that they don't want a broker community. I don't think anybody in the industry is saying that brokers are bad. I think that everybody, wants to coexist in one industry. And I think this is now a time where we can actually get that done and make this a really, really cool movement, as opposed to being us against them. So
do you think it's ironic that Quicken's motto is better together, and this suit could be a little bit divisive, right? But this doesn't feel like it's better together either, right?
I mean, I think
How,
what I would,
hold on.
what I would
How
say
is
is
the
this.
suit divisive? The suit is a get from
Yeah.
Nemec's wife, nothing
Okay,
to do
good.
with Quicken, and Anthony
Yeah.
Casa. It's not about Quicken and UWM
Uh-huh.
or Quicken and Anthony Casa. It's about.
But it is. But it is.
It's-
But it is.
But it's
But it
not.
is.
But it's not.
But it is.
It's not.
But it
What I
is.
would say is this, and I want everybody that's listening to this, I want everybody to think about this.
Nobody's listening.
Yeah, right. What if it was Austin Nemec who said that about Anthony Casa's wife? How would you feel then?
Oh.
As a group of people.
Oh.
As a group of people. If Austin Nemec did the exact same thing in reverse,
That's
right?
a great point.
How would this broker? And I want everybody that's listening, everybody's going to listen to this, take this and think about that. How would you feel if that happened? You'd be pretty enraged, right? If he came out and apologized, it'd be screw that guy should burn, right? And that's what I'm saying is that, yes, Matt or Anthony has taken accountability for this. And you know what? I got to commend the guy. He came out and he did all that and he said that. And you know what?
I don't think he had a choice, bro.
He didn't, but he looks remorseful, okay? But on the other side of it, man, I mean, to the broker community and all of that, what if that happened to Anthony towards his family? And you've got to put that into perspective. That is what we need to think about is, I don't care who it was. I don't care if it was, it doesn't matter the person. It doesn't matter the organization or the leader. It's just, there's just no place for it. There's just no place for it.
You know what bugs me about the whole thing a little bit more than it should, I guess. If his lawyer, Teresa's lawyer, sent you a cease and desist, right? At that point, wouldn't you say, you know what, this is going too far. I'm gonna, I don't want this to blow up any further. I'm just gonna chill out. But Anthony's so competitive. He's like, I'm thinking he was probably like, you can't tell me what to do. F you, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like he has that fire. He's like Braveheart, freedom, right? He wants to go and attack everybody, right? And I get it. I totally understand his passion behind that. But do you think this is like that, going off a little bit off topic? This is almost like what's kind of happening in America right now. Right? You've got the loud, boisterous people, like the Trump effect, right?
That's the culture.
And it seems to work. It gets people rallied, right? Like people have these voices of negativity, and if someone can use that and bring it out and use it as like energy, you can use energy to drive stuff, right? Hate, anger, resentment. That could drive people to do certain things, but you end up doing shitty things when you let that drive you, right?
Yeah, but at some point, man, you've got to just bring in a little common sense and some integrity. I mean, it's not about.
I mean, someone argued that you should start with common sense and integrity, not bring it in later. But
exactly. Well, I mean, and you're right. But there were so many pivot points to this whole thing, from what I understand. And again, I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't know, but there's a lot of things that I do know. But there were so many. You have to make the decision to make the video. Then you have to make the decision to push send on the video. And then when you get the cease and desist, you then have to make a whole new set of decisions. At some point, man, there's got to be some kind of thing in your head saying, maybe this ain't the right thing to do. And if that person's not there, that's
but John, you know what's hard about that? When you have your flock behind you saying, fuck that guy, fuck that, what, you know what I mean? That flock, because it's built on negativity.
Yeah,
that's where it goes, right?
But leadership makes tough decisions, and leadership should make good decisions for the good of the group. And that the leadership kind of I mean, it does. It sets the broker community back a little bit because of this. And again, Anthony may not go anywhere, and that's fine. But I do think it would be a very good idea for him to take a step back for a little while, let things calm down, and come back as a renewed person, with a renewed message. I think that would help Anthony. I think that would help the broker community. That would bring back the sponsorships of AIM, because that's all they lost. They didn't lose the brokers. They can still, every broker in the country can still use Flagstar, Home Point, and all of those people. And obviously UWM, because UWM is the powerhouse, and they do a great thing for everybody. But these companies aren't going away from supporting you. And that's what I think people are feeling right now. And I think that that's where the message is getting lost, is that, oh my God, they're attacking the broker community. No, they're condemning the message, and they're moving themselves away from that message. They're not moving themselves away from you. I mean, Paul, if you want to send a loan to Home Point tomorrow, all you got to do is push send. If you want to send a loan to Caliber tomorrow,
Not true.
all you got to do
There's
is
a lot
push
more
send.
to just sending a loan to Home Point.
No, it's not just push send. It's pretty complicated.
You know, I'm just, you know what I mean, though. Like, they're still there. They're not going to say, "Oh, you're part of A. We can't take that. We're not taking that loan." No, they're still
John,
there.
is this forgivable?
You know, I think that that's up to Austin and Teresa.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I think that, you know, if they come out and they can hash this out and forgive this, then I think yes. But I mean, forgiveness is one's own. You know, you own that, right? If you do something, Paul, screwed up,
But it's not just.
whatever,
I'm not just talking about them. Can you forgive him? Can the other brokers forgive him? Can Flagstar forgive him? Can Home Point forgive him? Right? I mean, is this forgivable?
What
here's the thing.
What John Hill have to forgive Casa for?
I mean, look, again, it's you know, the words and all that. I think actions are a lot better than words, right? So I want to see what happens next. Can I forgive him? I mean, like what the hell is your name again? Brad just said. Yeah, I just had a brain fart. Like Brad just said, what do I have to forgive Anthony Casa for? He didn't do anything to me. I'm not angry at Anthony. I'm more upset and kind of disappointed that, you know, a leader in our industry would make that decision, right? So I don't have to forgive Anthony for anything, but I think, you know, again, if he's going to earn respect of people back, he's gonna do that in his actions. You know, what happens next? You know, what's the next thing that you know? I mean, how does he handle himself and how does he carry himself in the industry next? And you know, I mean, he continues down that road. He's said his apologies and stuff like that. And you know what? It does take a big guy to go on a big person to go on video and share that through the entire world, saying I messed up. So
did you see Austin's video? Did you see Austin's video?
I did.
John, does it take a big person to go on video and share that and say I fucked up when you know that the next day it's going to be coming out anyway and you're thinking, shit, I might look better if I get ahead of this? It doesn't really take a big person to do that. That's common sense.
No, it's still no. Any apology is hard. Doesn't matter if it's it's not easy to go up. And any apology is hard. You can't just get up and say I'm sorry, right?
And I love my wife, but my wife can't even admit that she's wrong to my face. Not even on a freaking video to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people. You know, and that's what he did. So, you know, I've got to respect that because he's putting himself out there and he went vulnerable. Do I believe everything that I said? You know what? I mean, that's not for me to say. I mean, I think that it sounded pretty sincere in talking to other people. You know, I mean, I think that he does truly feel bad about
it. Might sound sincere to you, but I don't know that the other side feels like it's sincere. It doesn't matter. I mean, look.
Again, that whole forgiveness thing, that's a one-on-one thing, right? Like, again, if you did something screwed up and I forgave you, Brad might not. Brad might still think that was messed up. And I could look at you and be like, you know what, Paul, I get it. You know, I got you made a mistake. You know, we're good. But Brad might still hold that anger.
John, you know what, bro? Again, we're not without sin. And forgiving people is powerful. Forgiving is powerful, right? There's nothing more powerful than forgiving someone for their actions that they made a mistake on. Again, hate the sin, not the sinner. And for me, it's like people will have traits they're not proud of, and sometimes they pop their ugly head. And I know Casa was probably drinking and thought he was being cool, and he was being egged on. There was a momentum happen there, and he was like, "Oh yeah, fuck," you know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, I know Casa probably feels really fucked up about what he did. I know Austin is very hurt, and that his wife is very upset because it's disparaging to her. But you know what I also know? I also know at the end of the day, they both are not evil people. Nobody's really inherently evil. They're doing what they believe they need to for their people.
You've always got to assume positive intent. And And so, I mean, if you think about it that way, and like you said, I think that, getting those two guys and having a conversation, I think that the broker community and Quicken, and I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff going on with that, right?
There might be too much animosity there, bro. At some point, there's so much
But
scar
like I
tissue
said,
you can't get over it.
this opens an opportunity for those wounds to, I mean, there's an olive branch type of a thing that.
All right, what does that look
that's
like,
here.
John? What does that look like?
Shit, man, I don't know. I mean, I would just start with, somebody from Quicken and somebody from A.
Let's say they bury the hatchet. Hypothetically. Let's say they came on the show and they got it. What they did to get out? Casa eats some crow. Austin maybe throws a little shade at him, but ultimately they walk, they shake hands, right? They're like, I get it, man. Whatever, blah, blah. I wish you the best. What happens then? Does the rhetoric about Quicken stop? Do the attacks on Quicken stop?
Look, at the end of the day, I mean, the Quicken are Quicken's
so why
the
would
Yankees. Quicken's the Yankees. So everybody's always going to hate Quicken because they do it. They figured out a way to be the monster.
Everybody's always going to hate. I mean, Quicken hating
right?
anything. You know how much energy it takes to hate something?
It's crazy. But if you think about the passion that you have for your sports teams, right? And this is what it's about. I mean, this is the passion that you have, and that's why I brought the Yankees into this, because there's not a person or even the Patriots, right? I mean, you take a look at the Yankees and you're anybody else, and how many championships and how they've been on top for ever. People talk about the Yankees and like, oh, I hate the Yankees.
Why do we do that as a culture? Why do we want to bring down the people that are good at something as a culture?
It's not about bringing down. It's about wanting to be. Right. And it's not about bringing down. I mean, people that I think when you have enough energy to hate them, deep down inside, you have a respect for them because you know they're better. Right. But here's the thing. It's easier for you to hate somebody than to figure out how to be and win like them. So it's easier to say, you know what, I hate them because they're going to do this or they're going to do that, instead of, and I think Brad said it earlier,
Thank God they shut him off.
People hate Quicken because they do it better and they're always going to be there.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, John, we're running out of time, dude. You got anything to say before we go?
Be good to each other, man. It's about time. I mean, there's just too much shit going on in this world right now to be making decisions like these and really kind of, as a community, whether it's the broker community, the mortgage community, the banking community, whatever it is. There's a time where we got to just move on from this and let Anthony and Austin hash it out and just go back to work. I mean, again, Anthony made a mistake. There was collateral damage, but it's just time to be good, man. There's just too much bullshit going on right now that, it's just one more thing, like 2020 has been a year of bullshit, and it's just time to, I don't know.
All right.
Start making.
All right. You're done. Brad, you got anything to leave us with?
I mean, I really wish people would stop framing the conversation about this, that it's Quicken versus Casa.
It's Teresa.
It's not.
Teresa's getting lost in this.
It's not even Austin. Yeah. It's Teresa. Teresa's
right. It's Teresa.
It's Austin.
Yeah, that's Kevin Perennial said that yesterday to me.
She's the one that was defamed, not Quicken.
Perennial said that to me. Yeah.
It's Teresa. Teresa's a human fucking being that has real feelings. Like, she had some shit.
But do you think they're using that? Do you think this is partially because of the Quicken thing? And I mean, it comes from that, right?
100%. But Quicken wasn't defamed. Austin wasn't defamed. Teresa was defamed. She's a real human being that has real feelings. Don't make it about Quicken and deprive her of what she deserves. She deserves a sincere apology for her, not Quicken.
Yeah.
And Brad, you're spot on. And you said Kevin.
You nailed it.
You want to talk about someone who got collateral damage on that that doesn't really deserve it. Kevin Perennial is one of the most integrable guys, the most character-filled guys.
I was totally disappointed to see that he was part of this, man. I talked to him yesterday because of it. I felt a lot better. He reached out to Austin. He did the right thing. He said he's the one that said, who's being lost in this is Teresa. We should make this more about her than we have anything else. He said the same thing to me personally.
She shouldn't be lost in it at all.
And that's the kind of guy that Kevin is, right? And I feel horrible that he's having to deal with any of this crap because he is by and far, I mean, I love a lot of people in this industry, but he's probably my favorite guy. That I know. One of my closest friends in the industry is Kevin Pranio. I'll go to bat for that guy every day because I know that this is not, I mean, it's just unfortunate that he's, being named in this. But yeah, it's got to be about Teresa and Anthony. It's not about name wholesale.
Right. All right. So we got to wrap this up, but I want to say my little piece here. I just want people to know that for all of you that are talking all this shit, you don't know these people. And fortunate for me, I have conversations with all these people. And if you think someone's a bad person just because they're on a different team, you can go fuck yourself, because there's good people on all types of teams. If you're going to go after Teresa and you're going to say something negative about her, then you should be held accountable just as like everybody else, because you're an asshole too. Because what happened was not for Austin. Like Austin said something to me. He goes, "What would you do if that was your wife?" Think of that. And that kind of rang true to me, right? That is your wife. You need to protect your family, and you're going to do that. And he's kind of bound by the laws, and he can't go beat him up or go like whatever. So he had to do what he had to do, or Teresa did what she did. I'm proud for doing it, for what she believes in. So for all you people out there that just hate people because they're on a different team, I hate you for being an asshole, right? Because you should take the time and judge someone on the merit of who they are, not what team or color or person. It's really prejudice and racist. Like I'm very, very concerned about our world where there's humans that are just living in this negative energy on all fronts. This is just a microcosm of what's happening in our country overall. And I really hope that we find a way to understand that we all have the same condition. We have the human condition where none of us are perfect. And if you're going to criticize someone for whatever they've done, then you better not have any faults of your own, man. You know what I mean? Stop criticizing Casa because he made a mistake. Stop criticizing us. Stop criticizing. These guys are working very hard for their teams. And, sometimes in basketball, I get time to Mike Jordan would, right? But they still don't like each other. But, let's say hockey, right? Two dudes fight and they hug it out after, right? So I'm hoping some good comes out of this. I'm hoping that we find a way to finally come together and realize that we are all in this together, right? Like if tomorrow liquidity dried up and we couldn't fund loans, we're all out of the business. You know what I mean? But this idea that we're not all, we have the right to disrespect someone for being on a different team. You're an asshole. You should not do that. And those aren't people I want to associate myself with. You're a positive human. If you believe that putting good energy out in the world, those are the people I want to surround myself with. And if you are a negative person, don't come around me. I don't want you around me. I don't want you around my family. I don't want you. I had a party this weekend, John Hill. John, you came to my birthday party, right?
Yeah.
A lot of good humans, right? Everybody was very. I don't want to be surrounded by bad humans.
Everybody was very drunk, so everybody was very happy at that time. So they were, but they seemed.
Yeah, Brad didn't come to my 40th. It's my 40th birthday party on Saturday. Brad did not come.
Nope. I don't want to bring negative energy.
That's what I'm saying. You nailed it.
He was finally swimming in his pool with his kids because he can't do that on Monday through Friday.
Hey, we bought a new Omega Mobile.
Oh God.
Yep. Yeah.
We can talk about this off the air.
Yeah. We bought it. It's awesome. It's an electric BMW i3. Guys, we got to cut it off. We've been going long. Next week, Matt Ishbia is going to be on the show. Which talk
about this whole shit for like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Done talking about it.
2 minutes. I purged it. We're done. Even if Anthony comes on the show, I don't want to talk. I want to spend the whole time talking about this. I want to talk about all the positive things we're going to do. Right? Yes. Let's not. I mean, I don't want to. We had to address it today because Anthony was supposed to be on today. He's not. This thing happened. Had to address it. I have love for everybody involved in this situation. I want to see everybody come out of this, and because everybody's just trying to do the best they can. Teresa, I know she's a good human. I know Austin's a good human. I'm sorry for what Teresa's going through, and I wish them the best. I also feel for Anthony because he's probably in the shitstorm as well. And, you know, let's just rise above this, people. Let's not be thugs. Let's, as a community, be the voice of good. And if you're a mortgage broker and you want to be a thug and beat people up and talk shit and tell everybody I like, just know that if I see you do, I don't want you in my life personally. That's my personal decision. If you're a negative human and you want to attack people just based on some bullshit that you don't know about, then go do it, man. But I don't want to hear you. I'm blocking you. You're out of my life. And that's as a community, we should be thinking about using that energy that we attack people with. Let's use that energy and go build a house for someone that needs a house. Let's go do some kind of fundraising drive for the needy. Let's do something positive with that energy. Stop using your negative energy to tear people down. It doesn't matter. Your energy is not going to really affect what's happening, right? Quicken's going to do what they got to do. UWM is going to do what they do. Who the fuck cares what you do? Nobody fucking cares. So shut your mouth. Go do good business. Be a good human. I love you all. It's over. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Bye.